Yes team, today I am sat on the Concept bike and I'm going to be going through the realities of running a gym, and I'm going to do it in a way that doesn't seem like I'm complaining, because what I'm trying to do is build a bigger picture to what goes on behind the gym, what goes on behind the scenes, what happens, when you guys aren't here, what happens in the background, what do we do in our day to day. I'm going to be talking you through, like I said, the realities of running the gym, the ins, the outs, the stuff that you probably don't think actually happens. One, just to make sure that, it feels like I'm actually doing something all day. And also two, so that you've just got a better idea and understanding to kind of how we break up our days, how we help you in your days. And, I've got my trusty little whiteboard here to go through some stuff with you. So come along with me. I'm going to explain it. My name's Tom. I'm a gym owner from Nottingham. Client base are mainly people who want to lose weight, who want to enjoy exercise. We get people fit, we get people strong, and we get them doing the odd high rocks. So yeah, stay along and enjoy the show. Right, so we're going to break it down to little myths, and I'm going to basically debunk them. So myth number one is it's just about, my writing is horrible, and spelling, coaching. As you can see here, it's just about coaching. This is probably the biggest shift that I think that I've had, probably from day one. Now, to start with, it makes sense to think, yes, this is just about coaching. I started the gym on my own. I came from a personal training background. I did small group PT. I did boot camps in the park. I was just a coach. That's all I did. I wasn't a gym owner. I wouldn't even class myself, I was a small business owner, but really I had a job as a personal trainer. It is not all about coaching, okay? And the reason that I want to debunk this one quickly is that I learnt the hard way about understanding that it's not just coaching. And it is very much like running a business, but also understanding that coaching can spread across all different areas, not just the actual in-person training. So look, obviously you're all aware, when it comes down to coaching, this bit on here, coaching can be broken down into a few areas. I normally think of it as the main three, which is your actual fitness in here, the gym actual training, the nutrition side of things, which is obviously very important. You can hammer it in the gym every single day, but if you're not eating the right foods, not a lot's going to change. And I think the final one, and I link these two together, obviously, is accountability and psychology. It's an area that I really have enjoyed. It's an area that, ever since working with Mark Coles, a mentor, my second ever mentor, it has definitely risen up the ranks, and probably it's the most interesting area for me. But the coaching is split, yes, obviously across those three areas. But for me, now as a gym owner, it's certainly not just about coaching. The main key areas for us is going to be about staff, is about building management, and is about running the place. And when I say running the place, we then break that down into bringing in new customers, bringing in new clients, bringing in new people to help. It is marketing, and it is, again, what we call like operation side of things. So definitely the number one thing when it comes to thinking about it's not just, it's about coaching. It isn't. You've got to be able to have loads of different hats. The coaching is probably one of the smallest elements of it. We currently are doing around 25 to 27 sessions per week of our large group classes. When you think of a working week, that's probably about a quarter of the week. So yeah, number one, it's just all about coaching. Okay, so following up from the coaching points. Now, myth number two, I'm gonna write this down. It's all about the sessions. God, my handwriting is horrible. It's all about the sessions. This is a big myth, because so much of what myself, and especially what me and Phoebe, so Phoebe's my head coach, and she is a legend. She is absolutely brilliant. What we do and what we spend a lot of our time doing is just planning, okay? Planning. When you've got 150 clients and they've got ranging abilities from people who have never ever trained before to people who've had loads of experience, ex-athletes, you've got a very wide range of different customers and clients. So what we think about, especially when coaching in sessions, we break it down to these areas. So I'm going to bring the first one up to start with, and I bet you're going to know this. First area that we always have to think about is this: injuries. When you're working with, like I said, a very wide range of either customers and clients, you've got obviously different ages, different genders, different parts of their lives, they've come from different backgrounds. Injuries is the number one thing that we have to work around. That and fitness levels, which I'll come on to in a moment. Especially when it comes to planning exercising, having progressions, having regressions, it factors into a lot of the training that we do and also a lot of the coach-on-coach training that we do, because when me and Phoebe break down the sessions obviously in our planning sessions, but also in our coaching of each other sessions, we're always looking for ways to try and still get the adaptation from the exercise. So, for example, if you're doing a squat, I still want you to feel it in your quads, but if your knee's hurting, what ways can we get you to do the exercise without feeling like you're the odd one out and you can't do anything, without it hurting your knee, and specifically if we've planned it in so we can help with your quads, how do we get it to feel your quads? So that's probably one of the key areas that we think about. The second thing, when I say it's not just about the sessions, I mentioned it earlier, and that is, well, I'm going to put in fitness, but really this is also about challenge. Because what you don't want, and I've had this before, there you go, fitness and challenge. What you don't want is to turn up as a complete beginner, and trust me, I've had this many times, and just be absolutely wrecked, absolutely beasted, feel terrible, feel awful, especially if you're coming in. And again, like a lot of the people that we're helping and we're working with are people that have never ever trained before. We need to make sure that the session fits someone who's a complete beginner, who's maybe not trained in 20 years, to someone, I wouldn't say like I'm a pro trainer or something, but someone like myself who has maybe trained for the last few years and has got a relatively high level of fitness. We want both of those people to be able to enjoy the session, still feel pushed, still be able to do the session, and it still fit in. So that's where a lot of our planning goes into. The last bit, and this is very important, and this is why this point here of it's not all about the sessions is key, is, I'm going to write this down. Here we go. Individual goals. Now, with every single client that we work with, if you are a current client, you'll know what this is. If you're not a current client, or if you're someone that's just interested in the videos, we sit down with every single person and do a consultation to start with, okay? It is an absolute game changer. We will not let anyone join the program. We won't even tell you the price of the program. We won't even tell you the length of the program. We won't do anything until we have sat down in that consultation, which is clear because it's then not all about the sessions. We have to do the consultation to find out what your goals are, to find out what your individual goals are, to find out what your needs, how you like to be coached, your background, your history. If we don't get that information, it is impossible for us to guide you through a program. So that is why we make sure that, I'm pointing at the office right now, you have to sit down with me, because also it would be wrong and it would be a disservice to you guys, and actually it wouldn't be fair if we didn't sit down and we just gave you what we thought without the conversation. We've got no idea about your history. We've got no idea, you could have potentially had a history of eating disorders. You could have an allergy. You could have an injury in your shoulder that you've never, or you've not even thought about. We need to know all this information. And by the way, this is a big little tip for you. If you're looking for new gyms and you're looking for places to go, if you go to a new gym and you say, what's the price? And they just give you the price straight away, run for the hills. They know nothing about you. They don't know your goals. They don't know anything about kind of what you want to do. They don't know your history. Get out of there, because it is just going to be a here you go type movement. So this here, it's not all about the sessions. It's definitely about the individual goals. Okay, the reality of gyms, the reality of owning a gym, myth number 3. I'm going to write this down. Myth number 3. It's all about getting new clients. Ooh, big one. It's all about getting new clients. Now, yes, we are a gym. We are a business. We need people. We need new people. We want to make money. We want to make money so we can invest it back in new kit. We want to make money so we can invest in the best coaches. Yeah, look, we need new people. But this, especially when you think of your own personal journeys, is kind of irrelevant to a point. And I have to caveat that. So it's all about getting new customers. The reason this is a myth is we need you guys to stay for as long as possible. 2 key areas and 2 key reasons for this. One, as a business, because we want you to stay. Again, We want you to keep coming so we can keep reinvesting, we can keep improving. But the big thing, and this is why this is so important, how many times have you started to try and lose weight or started your fitness journey and then given up? I've made a previous video talking about the reasons you keep failing. How many times does that happen? It happens over and over again, and it is the number one reason why people just get overweight and get out of shape, because they just cannot maintain it. We have shifted now to thinking about the long term of, I say now, we have done forever, but we have put way more focus into making boot camp now and making training a long-term lifestyle. And I emphasize lifestyle, very key. Every single month, we have multiple events that we have to plan, in terms of going out, going for food, going for drinks, yoga, Pilates, socials, walks, you name it, we do it, okay? That's number one. We need to keep it interesting. We need to keep it fun. We need to keep it new. Training is training. I'll be honest, I find training boring if you just keep on doing the same thing. So that's number one. You need externals. You need a little bit of competition. It doesn't have to always be like, oh, I'm the best, whatever. You just need that team spirit. So we do, especially here at TBH boot camps, we do team competitions, we do individual competitions, we do competitions for a bit of money, we do best transformations, we do all sorts to keep it competitive, keep it interesting. For those that want to compete, will compete. For those that just like being part of the team, can just be part of the team. For those that don't want to do it, they don't have to focus on it, they've got their individual stuff that they can do. The next thing, when we want to try and avoid this myth of just getting new clients, we want to do big events. Events that we want to keep looking forward to, stuff to keep you training. I'm going to use myself as an example here. If I don't have something in the diary, okay, like I will use a Hyrox, for example. If I don't have a Hyrox in the diary, what at this stage of my fitness, I'm not really looking for a body transformation because I've probably done that bit, and a lot of our clients are similar. Where's the motivation to keep training? It just doesn't come. So we are now organising our own in-house events, engine trials, Hyroxes, half simulations. We're doing all these things to basically keep the next goal in front of you and to keep you focused, to keep you locked in with your training. Again, you don't have to be perfect, but it's got to be enough to just keep making sure you keep turning up. Because if you stop turning up, that's it. Game over. You're back to square one again. You're back into that office with me, and suddenly we're having a conversation like, well, what the hell happened? All right. So it's not all about getting you new customers and new clients. It's about making sure that your journey is mapped out. You've got clear goals. You've got the next thing to look forward to. You've got the next thing to kind of work on. And you're still getting the relevant results, which then links back to the previous point, which I was saying about I'm going to write it down here just so you can see it, the individual goals. This here is important, and this is where we spend a lot of our time on. It's why we keep checking up. It's why we ask. If you don't if you don't turn up to training, we'll give you a call. Phoebe is on you. So yeah, that's the third myth. This is something that we definitely learned, and we've definitely moved away from being gym owners. Right, and I'm now going to come on to this one's not a myth, but this is probably one of the biggest challenges that I face as a gym owner, and definitely it's the thing that we're still working on, and it's still the thing that we're refining every single time. Now, so I'm going to write this down. It's very important, this final one. It is making it work for everyone. I guess this is a little bit of a myth as well. So making it work for everyone. Now, why is this a myth and why is this important? Well, we can't be everything to everyone. If you're a bodybuilder and you want to come in here and lift 50 kilo dumbbells, you want to get huge, you want to get jacked, like this isn't going to be the gym for you, okay? If you are a top level performance athlete, yes, you can get a hell of a workout here, but you're probably going to be better off going to a strength and conditioning coach. That's just the reality of it. We are, and we know now that we are specifically for the type of person who maybe hasn't enjoyed training, maybe hasn't trained for a long time, maybe feels a little bit not so confident about themselves, who wants to get into training, who wants to make fitness and being healthy their lifestyle. They want to be strong, they want to be fit. And we know that, okay? We can cater from anyone. It doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the gender, doesn't matter the background, it doesn't matter. As long as you come into us with that mindset of just being the best version that you can possibly can, you fit into that, which is why we are obviously we're non-discriminatory, but it's why we take on such a massive range of clients, because as long as they fit the same ethos and the same mindset as us as the coaches and us as the staff, you are going to do extremely well here, which is also why we can take such a massive range of fitness levels, because making it work for everyone is important, but like having that specific niche is obviously even more important, because it means then what we can do is make it really, really, really good for those people and tell the people who it's not relevant to go and do the thing that's relevant to them, which means for you guys, you get more from us because it's our expertise. For also you guys, you're not like, going to get me disappointed because you're not signing up something you didn't realize, but also it means then we can focus on the specific areas. So making it work for everyone is the myth, but also making it work for everyone who actually fits us is probably the biggest challenge, and actually is the thing that we're working on the most, which again links back to making it a lifestyle, making it long-term, making sure the things that we're working on fit the way you want to go, making it then individual. Like for some people, they want accountability. Some people, they need nutrition help. Some people, they just need someone supporting them. Like, that's okay. We will then tailor this and we will make sure that fits to each person, but we cannot be that massive, massive wide range. And do you know what? It took time to get here. Like, again, my qualifications, so if I talk about myself personally, obviously I've come from a swimming background, so originally learned through very high performance sport, working with, top end athletes, the best young swimmers around, coming from again, performance background. Then transitioned into university sport, which again, very high level. We're working with athletes, we're working with high science stuff. Then I transitioned to general population and kind of the everyday athlete. Such a different ballgame, and like a lot of my then continuous CPD, so my continuous professional development was in bodybuilding and was in biomechanics and was in basically the very technical, nuanced stuff that is important for us as coaches to know and us as gym owners to know, but really for the client, we need to be very careful about what we pick and choose. So that each level that I've kind of gone through. So if I think of it as a self-improvement, so we've got swimming here, then let's say uni there, then we've got bodybuilding there, then we've got kind of where we are here. Let's just go functional fitness. Each thing has been a continuous development, making it better, thinking about it, getting a smaller target market and basically targeted training for each client. That now when we get to this point where we're at this functional fitness body transformation stage, we know that every single person that walks in the door, we can change their life. Literally just, and if you'll probably hear it in the way that we speak, in our conviction, in the way that I talk about the program, and it will work. Like, it will work. Every single person who does this program, who actually follows it, gets the results. And if you don't follow it, then fine, we're very honest, like we can tell you exactly what to do and we can push you, but if you don't actually do the stuff, well then, I can't literally come home and force feed you your dinner every single night. But we know that now at this stage, we can get pretty much someone who's overweight, unfit, or underweight, unfit, to peak performance of their current level, to feeling good, to feeling happy. And actually, on top of that, if they then want, which is what we're now noticing, if they then want to better themselves and take themselves to another level, we've obviously got then the high rocks or competitive route as well. I don't know if you can even read that on there, but like that is like the pinnacle, all right? And we know by not making it for everyone that we've been able to get our product as pretty damn good as we can. All right, so that's the final challenge. Interesting, certainly interesting. Okay, so my final thoughts, and I guess the question that you're probably all thinking is like, why am I sharing this to you guys as either clients, as people who are following us, as either following the journey? Look, I definitely want to be making sure that I'm taking you guys along the journey with us, all right? I think the big thing is us just being transparent. All right, we're not going to be perfect. We don't have the nicest gym in the world. It's sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes, that's just the reality of being honest. But like, we are also very honest. If we don't think we can help you, we won't be able to help you, and we will tell you to go somewhere else. I think one thing that I've always said in all my consultations, and I always ask for permission, is it okay to be very black and white with you? Because we will tell you exactly what to do. We will tell you the exact structure and how to get there. And I think actually the other thing on top of that is if we can't get there, or if we find challenges, we will navigate around with you and do everything that we can to get you there. But yeah, the goal of this video, and I'm going to write this down here, transparency. There you go. Transparency in what we do, transparency in what our goals are, transparency in, you know, setting up a gym, transparency in terms of our numbers, transparency in terms of our goals for you guys, and also transparency in how we are continually improving. And I guess finally, transparency in what we're not good at. It will get better. Everything always gets better. Our product gets better. Our coaching gets better. It's a learning process. We're learning with you guys. But yeah, I hope this is helpful, especially if you're a gym owner watching this, or especially if you're a client or if you're a potential client. You can get an understanding to how our brains tick. You can think, do you align to our values? And if you do, oh my God, you will do insane here. If you've got any questions, about the program, about anything that we do, if you're someone that's just interested in the journey, make sure you keep following along. Like I said, I'm going to be taking you along with me. The aim is to keep on updating you with where we're at with our journey. But yeah, if you've got any questions, if you've got any comments, please just leave them below, and I appreciate all of your time.